Advice number one. Piece of advice number one. If you want to be wealthy, learn from wealthy people. Figure out what that wealthy person did and then repeat the process. And then multiply the process and expand on it. If it's been done, it can be done again. Most people think that a certain amount of money or a certain potential is out of their reach because they don't look within and they don't give themselves enough confidence and enough ability that they deserve. You are the creator of your reality. You are the one that makes the decisions, and the choices that you enact and make reflect on who you will become. The simple, small daily decisions build up over time and compound and eventually take over your life. So if you make slight good choices and better choices, then you could have, a remarkable feat amongst you in the end. But if you make a bad choice, for instance, that compounds as well, and it could lead to a catalyst of destruction, maybe imprisonment or death. So what's the best way to do this and not have it blow up in your face? Take the lessons that I've learned in my life and use those as reference to where you don't want to be or where you want to end up. My life was shit before. I didn't have nothing. I had money, but I didn't have true compassion in my life. I wasn't happy about what I was doing. I wasn't happy about the people I was around. People only came around me for certain things. And I don't want that for you. I want you to develop the success that you deserve, and I want you to share it with the people whom deserve to be shared with. Sometimes in this world, we have to make decisions based on a spur of the moment thing, and those simple decisions can impact our whole lives. But just because we made a bad choice doesn't mean that we have to keep making them. So if you're not making the amount of income that you want, you need to make a new choice to change that. If you're not as happy as you should be, then you need to make a choice on how you can be happier. If you're not doing something, you need to make a choice on what you should be doing. You will never get anywhere in life without making a decision. You'll never have a Lamborghini or a house or anything for that matter unless you decide that you want it first. Putting the thought into your mind and building on that is what creates inevitably everything. Because the universe itself was just a thought in the mind of a being that manifested over time into what we see as reality today. But best believe everything was created by the mind, and the mind is merely nothing but the brain's hallucination of synaptic interconnectivity. This whole thing we call the universe and reality could be a hallucinogen or altered perception of what's really real. We perceive reality on a certain aspect and standpoint, but On another, we don't. Because things seem a certain way until you get up close and you realize it's not that way. Like this thing with money, you see it as a negative or a bad thing. Some of you do. And then you realize that it's actually a good thing and gives you more in life in all aspects. It doesn't degrade you or demean you as a person. It makes you more valuable to the whole. You're not going to be able to make yourself successful until you realize what you can do for other people. You're not going to get paid to be yourself and do things for yourself. You're going to get paid on your contribution to society. Some people have a bigger impact than others. Some people have no impact. What kind of impact are you trying to leave? What kind of legacy would you like to leave behind after you're dead and gone? Because we all have the same destination. We all do. Some just get there before others. Some die before others. Some will never see riches or wealth or know what it's like to be truly happy. And that's unfortunate. But for the people who have a chance and the people who only need to make different choices to get those results need to take a stand and start making those changes sooner than later, because sometimes sooner or sometimes later becomes never. So don't brush past those dreams and ideas that you get in your head, even though they may seem out of your reach right now. It might not be as far as you think. We underestimate the things that we can do in lots of ways, and we could really improve on our lives by having a better understanding on what we're truly capable of and what we can be capable of if we put our mind to it. We are all in this together. We need to quit seeming like everybody's so greedy and it's mine, mine, mine. Why can't we say, let's get together and figure out how we can do better for everybody? Instead of having dictatorships and overruling authority, people thrive for power. Power is just a perception of your ability to manipulate others. Power isn't something that you should desire. Desiring power will get you no power. Desiring to change the world and be a better person will give you power if it's deserved based on its contribution. Learn from the people who went before you. Some of them may have had bumpier roads than you'll be on. Some of them have a less bumpy road. But the people who went before you, respect your elders and understand their situations and try to find their perspective. Because most likely they're trying to help you in some way. They just might not know how to do it properly. Your parents tell you things sometimes and you know it's for your best interest, but you don't want to do it. And yet you still do it to please your parents because you don't want to get in trouble or you don't want your parents to think negatively of you. But in reality, your subconscious is telling you to do what your parents told you to do because it's probably right. We know what's right and what's wrong. Sometimes we just don't know which mindset is going to be taking control over our actions. There's a subconscious mind and there's a conscious mind. And the subconscious mind rules the conscious mind by 95% of the time. So only 5% of the time that you're paying attention, you're actually aware of what's really going on and you're in control of it. You need to make that 5% that you shine a good 5%. Because all your accolades in life are only 5% of your potential. That's just the way that it works. We are only 5% of what we're capable of being, because we need time for rest, we need time for eat, we need time for play, we need time for sex, all those kinds of things. And those are all aspects of life, but that's just how it is. So don't take this as a message about money. Take this as a lesson about life. Sometimes you don't get what you want because you didn't put forth the effort to do what you were supposed to do to get what you desire. Desire is deceitful. Only truly desire to better yourself. If you could take one thing from this video, it's simply to better yourself in any way, small or big, every day. If it's drinking an extra glass of water or taking an extra step, running an extra mile, finishing another book, typing another page, whatever it may be, just improve on that every day. And over time, it will build up. And if you deserve it, success and well-being should follow suit. If you want to be rich, play Monopoly. If you want to be smart, play chess. Life is a big game of chess and Monopoly. The faster you master those two games, the faster you master your life and your mind. Sometimes we're alone in this world and we want to be a part of the whole and we want to help others. We just don't know how. The best way you can help somebody else, or help anyone for that matter, is to help yourself. When you're on a plane and it's going down and everyone is panicking, the first thing you should do when the oxygen mask comes down in front of you is put on your mask. Not worry about your neighbor to the left or the right of you, or the person at the other end of the plane. You can't save that person's life if you can't breathe yourself. So make sure when you are looking forward to, or you're striving to do something, don't do it for somebody else. Doing it for somebody else will make you fail. You have to find it within yourself that you need to be the one to want to do it for you, because you know it's right. It's all up to you. You are the one who creates and destroys your life. Yes, nature has its factors and variables, and life does not continue forever. It does end. But during this finite experience of life, you might as well make the most of what you have. So make the most money, spend the most time with your family, enjoy the most experiences, live your life to the fullest. Not everyone's going to be here tomorrow, and not everyone's going to be appreciative of the things that I say. But I don't really care about the 99.99% of people who don't give a fuck about my video, who don't give a fuck about my voice. It's that one person that I might have changed their day or changed their perspective just for a little bit to get them over the hump, and maybe they will accomplish something or live a less painful life that I have lived. You can't feel my pain or know what it's like to feel my mistakes, but you can sympathize with learning from others, and that you've made mistakes in your life and you would prefer not to have somebody else make those same mistakes if you could give them some advice and they would avoid those mistakes. And if you could help somebody, you would tell somebody how to do something to help them, whatever worked for you, you would tell them. We all want to help each other. we just tell each other the wrong stuff. We talk about politics and religion and things that don't really matter, when things that matter are our family and ourselves and our friends and our world. There's a reason there isn't a trillion Earths. There's one Earth. We must take care of it, and we must do what's right for the future. And doing what's right for the future is what's doing what's right for ourselves. Better yourself, better the world.